Okay, I was answering questions. um, I can't see you. There's this Sephardic Brotherhood. Let's see. Okay. Let us then. Right. We'd better wait for 5 minutes because people were just asking about the link and especially the WhatsApp group. I don't know, Ethan, you said you were going to send it to the WhatsApp group now?
Yes.
Thank you. So this is just going to be a fun lesson with songs, and I have 2 recipes for you for Pesach, and my own recipes, actually, my own, well, my mother's and my own. My own developed from trial and error through the years. And I'm going to tell you how to make a Pesach cake, and also what we call mustachudos. So it's sweet things, very nice. Okay. Okay. Okay, the links in the WhatsApp group. Okay, well, you should have gotten an automatic response to your registration that asked you if you wanted to join the WhatsApp group. That's how you join. If you have registered in the course, then you can enter automatically the WhatsApp group. This is in answer to Danielle and Allison and Vicky Angel as well. Well, if you all send me, all those who are not on WhatsApp group, if you all send me your phone numbers, then I can add you to the group. Marsha, I'm surprised you're not in the group. How come? Okay. Well, we're a bit late tonight because of this. Roger, you have to write the, is it 001 or +1? Please write, not everybody's from the States. Okay, right. I'm going to write to you my email. And please send me because I cannot now waste time trying to write down your phone numbers to everyone. Okay, here's my email, everyone. And if you want me to get your phone numbers, please send the phone numbers there. Okay, people are still flowing in. Right. So today we're going to have, well, what I called a fun lesson. We're going to have more songs than usual and some proverbs and idioms, and also 2 recipes. So, okay, everybody's coming in. So Right. Okay, I'm going to start, right? So I'll share my screen. Oops, sorry, just a minute, what I have to do. Right. Okay, again, what I'm going to do is I will kind of put the screen there a little bit to the left. Right. Okay, buenos días, todos, ¿cómo estás? Buenicos, espero, ¿eh? Y ahora es la lección número 12, la del cabo lección de este grupo de lecciones. So this is the last lesson for the first group of lessons in the course. So 101. So after Pesach, we're going to start the course 102. Okay, so please continue to look for, well, those who are in the WhatsApp group will know anyway, but the next lesson will be on April 7th, right after Pesach finishes, right? April 7th. So please take note. That will be the first lesson of the next course. Right, Ethan? Please take note.
I did.
Great. So April 7th, again, a Wednesday, again, 8 o'clock my time. Okay, la dogena lección. Right. So, en primero, Pesach alegre. Okay. Have a very, very happy Pesach. En Pesach se come mucho. We eat a lot in Pesach. We cook a lot and we eat a lot. Después de Pesach, todos empiezan la dieta porque el colesterol sube a los cielos. Okay, after Pesach, everybody starts on a diet because the cholesterol levels hit the roof. Mucha fritura, too much fried things, muchos huevos, lots of eggs. I have been known to use about 70 eggs that week when I had the big family around the table, which this year we won't be able to do, of course, as we weren't be able to do last year because of this horrid corona. So on Zoom, you don't need too many huevos. On Zoom, you just need to read the Agada, and that's it. And mucha dulzuria, lots of sweet things, okay? So here comes the first recipe, mustachudos. Now, mustachudos is very nice. Here you see a few pictures of this. So how to make them? Now you will not have too much English translation, because now that you have finished the first course, now we do not need too much translation, right? So mustachudos, well, actually mustacho means mustache. So you see these things here, they look very much like little mustaches. It all depends on what form you give the paste that you make. So here's what you have. Ingredients: 250 gramos de nuez rallada, 250 grams of nuts, of oh God, today I'm horrible at translation. help, please. Rayada is grated, okay. Oof. Grated nuts, walnuts actually, grated walnuts. 250 grams of sugar, but powdered sugar, not really crystallized sugar, but powdered sugar. 1 egg, un huevo, harina de matzah, so matzah flour, as much as is needed is the recipe. And cáscara de limón y de portocal rallada. So you use the peel of lemon and orange, and you grate the peel of both. You know, it's to your taste how much you want to put in. And una cuchara de canela, one spoonful of cinnamon. These spoons are like teaspoonfuls, not very small, but the kind of the mid one. So, ¿cómo se hace? How you make them? Raya la nuez, grate the walnuts. In a bowl, mete todos los ingredientes, put all the ingredients, y el carar que toma de harina de matzah. So the trick here is to put enough flour and slowly, so that when you kind of mix them, and you have to do that with your hands, it will become a soft dough-like substance, paste, or if you like, and it will not stick to your hand. So when you have that paste-like dough, if you like, you have to, mezclalos bueno. Hace, so you can make redondicos con las manos. You make like round meatball kind of form. And if you want, you can then make them, lengthen them into a kind of mustache, if you like. If you don't, you can leave them like this, round, like meatballs. And then, mételos en un plato y echa azúcar pudra encima y ofrécelos a tus musafires. And put them on a plate, or you can, really make them look very chic, and you put powdered sugar on them. They're very delicious. You don't have to cook or anything. So some people bake them, etc., but you don't need to with this. This was my mother's recipe, and she always made these delicious mustachudos, and we enjoyed them really much, really a lot. So this is the first recipe. Next, let's see. Okay, the next recipe is gâteau de Pesach. So, Pesach cake. Now, here, the trick here is not to have the cake become too dry, because then it sticks into your mouth and you don't take pleasure in it. And, if it's too dry, it's not nice. So you want, we have a word that explains that, the kind of cake we want, mollete. Mollete means a little bit moistured, like with a little bit of moisture in it. So now, ingredients again, 6 to 8 eggs. 6 a 8 huevos, depende del boy. Now, if they are very big eggs, then you put in 6. If they are smaller eggs, then you put in 8 eggs. 1 copa y media de azúcar. A glass or a cup and a half of sugar. You probably have a measuring cup, right? So you use that. 1 copa de nuez o almendras ralladas. You can use walnuts or almonds, and you have to grate enough of them to fill 1 whole cup. Then now here comes the trick part, or the secret ingredient. You put in a whole orange, just a whole orange, with the peel and everything. Also, you put in an apple. You peel the apple first, but you put in the rest of the apple, and a small carrot, which you will kind of put all of them in the robot, and you will make a mash of them all. With the carrots, you can grate them as well. And then, well, the more religious of you guys will not use baking powder, but I do. So a packet of baking powder, or a spoon of baking powder. Again, another spoon of cinnamon, and a little bit more secrets, a very little liquor glass of cognac, and the same little glass or cup of oil. You can use any oil. And now here is my trial and error through the years, because in my mother's recipe, it said 2 cups of matzah flour, but it always became too dry and too hard. So I went down to 1.5, and it didn't work either. So now I'm down to 1 cup, but cup full of matzah flour. Okay. So I'm going to send this to Ethan just right after class, so you can download it from the site immediately if you like, and you have the recipe here. Now, how to make this? En primero, bate los huevos. Bueno. So first you have to really beat the eggs really nice. And then you put in the sugar and continue beating them until they look a little bit whitish kind of. Then you put in the flour, matzah flour, and continue beating with a mixer, of course. So continue beating what is there. Then you add in everything else and mix it well. Now, si usas un calup de Teflon, and this means if you're using a, let's see, tube pan, a pan that has kind of a chimney in the middle. If you're using that, and if it's Teflon, it's preferable, because if you put in a little oil first, and grease it first, and then sprinkle some matzah flour so it won't stick. And then pour everything in that tube pan. Heat the oven at 200 degrees beforehand, like 5-6 minutes before, so it will be kind of warm when you put the pan in. And then bake it for 40 minutes at 200 degrees. It should be done by then, but you can check if it is done or not by taking a sharp knife and sticking it inside. When you take it out, if there's still something sticking on the knife, then it's not done. If it comes out dry, then it's done. Okay, so if it comes out that it's not, there's still something sticking there, then you bake it another 5 minutes until you check and it's done. And then salud y beraha que vos se haga. So this is really, really nice. And when times were normal, I used to make for the night of Pesach, I used to make 4 or 5 cakes, and I gave one to my mom, one to my niece, one to my brother-in-law, etc., etc. So it was a favorite of the nights of Pesach nights, and hopefully we'll come. We'll get there slowly. Okay, so any questions you want to ask about this? Because today we can be a bit more informal. So if you want to ask any questions about this recipe, especially something that you have not understood or something, you can raise your hand and I will see you. Yes. Why don't I see your name? Why don't I see your names? Okay, yes, Jane, you raised your hand first. Go ahead.
Thank you. Just bir vo karar en el otro
Yes,
restaurant.
el carar que toma de harina. You know, um, you put in enough, whatever is needed. El carar que toma means whatever it takes,
Okay.
to make it as soft as your earlobe. That's how you that's how you know if you've put in enough flour. If it's harder than your earlobe, then you've put in too much. If it is kind of, not, if it is too soft, it means you need more. So take care to put in the flour little by little.
Yeah.
And continue mixing, and that's
Okay, merci mucho.
de nada. So Nancy, go ahead. You had a question?
Yes, 200 degree. I missed the first 11 classes. So.
Oh, sí, 200 grados. Okay, 200 degrees, but this is all, well, I'm from Turkey, so this is all Celsius.
Celsius, got it.
I have no idea what the equivalent is in Fahrenheit, so.
No problem.
Normal baking heat, I don't know. Okay, Zafi, you wanted to ask something?
Yes, you just answered it. I made your zucchini recipe, and
Yes.
I put 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and it took a lot. It took a long time. That's what I wanted to double check. You just answered it.
Oh, okay, so just keep in mind any degrees I say, it's in Celsius, okay?
Then when you say a cup,
when I say a cup, it's like a glass of a glass of water. Okay, I have a cup that takes about let's see, it would take about 200 grams of water. So I have this measuring cup that I use always. But you have in the States like cups that you use for recipes.
Correct.
So the biggest one would be 1 cup.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. So let us go on then. Okay, so here is the first of our songs tonight. And it will be, of course, dedicated to this lovely, lovely, lovely little lady called Flori Jagoda, who just, unfortunately, a month, nearly, well, 3 weeks ago, she died. She was, I think, 94, 95. She's got the most romantic story that she had told us when we invited her to Turkey. And Flori was born in Bosnia, in Saraybosna, as we call it here. And she grew up there in a Sephardic family. And during the Second World War, they sent her and her whole family to an Italian concentration camp. Now, she told us, of course, that the Italian camps were not as terrible as the German camps, but of course, they were concentration camps. So not a very happy place to be in. Anyway, at the end of the war, the Americans came in, the American troops kind of got to the camp. And she tells the story in this way. She says, well, there we were, you know, watching the American troops come into the camp, and suddenly in comes this absolutely handsome, most handsome officer on a white horse. You know, the romantic stories, the prince on a white horse. And immediately they fell in love. And what is more, he turned out to be Jewish. So they got married, and then they went to live in the States. And that's where she lived for the rest of her life. They had a few children, and they are all musicians. She was this wonderfully charismatic singer on stage. I mean, absolutely wonderful singer. And she would come on, you know, she was a small woman with her guitar. She would go on stage, sit on a stool, and she would start singing, and everybody would be just like entranced watching her. I mean, she was absolutely delightful. So here's a song that she wrote, Pesach en la mano. It's become very famous. So I would like to us to learn this song. Now here it is. It's Purim, Purim, Purim lano. Pesach, Pesach en la mano, which means Pesach is very close. Las matzahs se están haciendo. The matzahs are being done. Los yapraques se están cociendo. The vine leaves, the stuffed vine leaves are cooking. Aman, aman, aman. El Dios bendicho nos da mazal. God gives us luck. Mazal, as you know, is a Hebrew word for luck. Then again, same thing, Purim, Purim, Purim lano, Pesach, Pesach en la mano. La nona está diciendo a los nietos. The grandma tells her grandchildren, a limpia el polvo, cantones y techos. So clean the dust in corners and in, you know, everywhere. On roofs, on rooftops even. And then third one, el señor rabbi dijo a las tías, the rabbi told the aunts, no comer pan 8 días, don't eat bread for 8 days. So, okay, let's sing it. It's a lovely song as well.
Pesach, Pesach en la mano. Las masas se están haciendo, los yapraques se están cociendo. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman. El Dios bendito nos da mazal. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman. El Dios bendito nos da mazal. Purim, Purim, Purim lano. Pesach, Pesach en la mano. La nona está diciendo a los nietos, a limpiar el polvo, cantones y techos. Aman, aman, aman, aman.
Sorry. Oops. Sorry, but I, you know, whenever I see a mistake, I...
Purim, Purim lano, Pesach, Pesach en la mano. La nona está diciendo a los nietos, a limpiar el polvo, cantones y techos. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman. El Dios bendito nos da mazal. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman. El Dios bendito nos da mazal. Purim, Purim lano, Pesach, Pesach en la mano. El Señor rabbi dijo a las tías, no comer pan 8 días. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman. ellos benditos Ramazan. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman, ellos benditos Ramazan. Aman, aman, aman, ellos benditos Ramazan. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman, ellos benditos Ramazan. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman, ellos benditos Ramazan. Aman, aman, aman, aman, aman, ellos benditos Ramazan.
Yes, very nice song. Thank you, Flori and Ganeden Estes. Okay. So, next song. Now this I'm singing for, actually, Carla wanted the lyrics for this one. So, and I thought it's a nice song, so why not sing it? And you can learn it. It's one of the classics, let us say, more kind of, Spanish romanza type of song. So here it is, Morenica a mí me llaman. So they call me brunette. Yo blanca nací, so I was born kind of white. Y del sol del verano, yo me hice ansí. And from summer's sun, this is how I got. So tanned, probably. Morenica graciosica sos. So you're a brunette, you're very gracious. Well, graciosa means gracious, I don't want to say, but kind of graceful, let us say, much better. Tu morena y yo gracioso. Okay, you're the brunette and I'm the graceful one. Y ojos pretos tú, and you have dark eyes or black eyes. Morenica a mí me llaman los marineros. So the Marines call me brunette. Si otra vez a mí me llaman, if they call me once more, me voy con ellos. So I will go with them. Morenica a mí me llama el hijo del rey. So brunette calls me the son of the king. Si otra vez a mí me llama, yo me voy con él. So if he calls me once more, I will go with him. Okay, so she doesn't seem very keen to stay in her own place. So she wants to go with somebody, whoever calls her. Okay, so let's listen to the song.
Morenica a mí me llaman, yo blanca nací, y del sol del verano, yo me hice así. Morenica, graciosica sos, tu morena y yo gracioso y ojos pretos tú. Morenica a mí me llaman los marineros. Si otra vez a mí me llaman, me voy con ellos. Morenica, graciosica sos, tu morena y yo gracioso y ojos pretos tú. Morenica, mi me cabeza mi me llama, yo me voy con él. Morenica, gracios y casos, tu morena y yo gracioso, yo estrellos. Morenica, mi me llama, yo blanca nací, en el verano, yo me hice así. Morenica, gracios y casos, morena y yo gracioso y yo tengo tú.
So you can see, as most of the romanzas in, that came from very old times, this is a bit monotonous because that's what the music was like. So it's the same melody over and over again. And this can go on, probably has more going on with the story because it was usually an epic story that went on for pages long, for pages and pages, and it was always the same simple melody. So this is just to give you an example. Okay, so this is a very nice short story that I like, from, of course, from Matilda Cohen Serrano's, one of Matilda Cohen Serrano's books. It's in one of the books that I'm editing right now, but this I have, loved this story from the very first time that I read it many years ago. We're going to republish this because the book is sold out, unfortunately, but we're going to republish it. We have this ongoing project, so I'm supposed to edit it now. So here's La Noche de Ceder y el Gameo, as we are, nearing Pesach, so our theme is like more Pesach. Let's see if you understand this. So who wants to read? Any hands? Come on. Yes, Jane, start, first paragraph. I want some, yes, Miriam, Eli, Miriam Sherman, next 2 paragraphs. And Zafi, last paragraph. Okay, great.
La noche del ser y el gameo.
You know gameo, right? Because I taught you about gameo, which means camel. But, in our, lesson 6, where we were, where I was teaching you insults and bad words and swear words and things, when you call a person gameo, it means they are very stupid and ignoramus and stupid and knows nothing. Okay, go ahead, Jane.
Okay. And the via de ser.
Also a very common beginning to stories. Andavía de ser. It's like once upon a time, or once there was. It's once there was. So this is a very typical start to a story. Andavía de ser. Okay. Sorry, Jane, I haven't let you go on.
And debía de ser de un marido y una mujer recién casados.
Recién casados means newly married. Recién is like recent,
Yeah.
right? So you have to let the words associate with others in your brain. Okay, recién casados.
Okay. La mujer era muy instruida.
Instruida means very educated.
en su vida. Ok. Y el marido era Amares.
Okay, you have to know this word. Amares doesn't know how to read and write.
Ah, bueno. ¿Qué es la historia de este viejo?
He no sabía.
Ok, Amares. Uneducated. No sabía ni meldar ni escribir. Vino la primera noche del ceder y la mujer vio que el marido no sabía meldar la Agadá. Y así pasaron una nochada muy negra.
Okay, so Jay, translate.
Okay, once upon a time, there was a husband and wife who were recently married husband and wife. The wife was very educated, and the husband was not. No, he didn't know how to read or write. It came to be the first night of the Seder, and the wife saw that her husband didn't know how to read the Haggadah. And so they passed a very bad night.
Great, very good. So next.
El año de después, ella dijo al marido, un poco de tiempo antes de la noche del ceder, al salir del cal, busca un extranjero que no tiene dónde hacer el ceder, y tráelo con ti, para que melde la Agadá en tu lugar. Y como de facto el marido, después de la tefilá, vio un extranjero que no sabía dónde ir, y lo convidó a su casa.
Okay, translate.
The next year, she told her husband, sometime before the night of the Seder, when exiting the synagogue, look for a stranger who has nowhere to go, to do the Seder, and bring him with you, so that he will read the Haggadah in your place. And as a matter of fact, is that what it means? En como de facto?
Yeah, and just like that. So
just like that, the husband, after the prayers, saw a stranger who didn't know where to go, and he invited him to his house.
So this is also a very, Pesach-like tradition, that if we know of any friends or relatives or even strangers that we know that they have nowhere to go for the first night of Pesach, we invite them to our homes to read the Haggadah and to do Pesach with us. Okay, next.
Cuando ya vino la hora de decir la Gadá, el patrón de casa al musafir, Bejabod. Y el musafir le respondió, oh, no, Bejabod al patrón de casa. Y del uno al otro ya se entendió que ni el musafir no sabía meldar.
Ay. So,
when it was time to say the Agadah, the owner of the house,
Patrón de casa is the host.
The host said to the guest, Bechavod, with honor, you should take the honor. And the guest responded,
wait a minute. Behavot, we use it like, okay, it's your turn, you can start, kind of thing. Even though it's, I'm honoring you, okay, but we use it in the sense that we want the person to go on, to start, okay? And then go on.
So no. Bechavod to the host. And from one to the other, it was understood that not even the guest knew how to read.
And next, who was the last one? Zafi, I think, right?
Yes, it's me.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Entonces la mujer que ya perdió la paciencia tomó el libro y dijo, ya digo yo la Haggadah. Y empezó, en cual es demudada la noche, la está más que todas las noches.
But you have to read this with the appropriate makam. En cualo es demudada la noche la esta, más que todas las noches. You have to give it life, because this is the Agada, and it is told in the story style of Hebrew, actually, and it is a motamo kind of a translation of the Hebrew words into Ladino. So, en cualo es demudada la noche la esta, especially this la noche la esta. Instead of saying just, esta noche, it's la noche la esta from the Hebrew, motamo, okay? Más que todas las noches, more than the other nights. And then go on. Here's the nice part.
En cualo es demudada la noche la esta más que
más que todas las noches.
Más que todas las noches. Que todas las noches teníamos un cameo y esta noche tenemos dos.
Exactly.
Y ahora ya podemos empezar a comer.
Okay, you get it? So she starts the Agada. Translate, please.
And so the wife lost her patience with them, the two men, and took the Haggadah and said, I'm going to read the Haggadah. And she started. And why is this night different from all
the other nights? Yes.
This night, every night we have one camel, and tonight we have two. And began to eat.
And now we can start to eat. We can start to eat, as she says. And now we can start. I love this story. It's wonderful. I think it's a lovely, lovely story, and it's really funny. Okay, next. Yes, this one also I like, because then later on I'm going to have a proverb about this story. So who would like to read? I see hand, Carla, Susana Bejar, and Alberto Modiano. Okay.
Hi. And había de ser un padre viudo que moraba.
Widower.
What's that?
Widower. His wife's dead.
Widow. Viudo.
Viudo.
Que moraba con el hijo y su familia. Un día la familia tuvo de menester de su camareta y él fue metido a dormir en una camaretica de embarazos. Además, le dieron una colcha vieja y sucia.
Una colcha vieja y sucia.
Vieja y sucia para cubillarse. Wow.
Yeah. Cover himself.
Do I continue?
No, you have to translate now.
Once upon a time, there was a widow that lived with his son and his family. One day, his family had to...
Needed. Tuvo de menester means needed.
Needed. Camareta is
room.
Menester. So they had to do what in the room?
No, they needed the room. They needed his room.
And he was sent to sleep.
He was put, metido,
to sleep.
From the verb meter. He was put to sleep.
Another room with embarazos, meaning...
No, camaretica de embarazos means a room where you pile things up. It's like, you put all the old things and things you don't need.
Storage, like a storage room.
Yeah, like a storage room. So they put him in there, a small a small storage room.
And aside of that, they gave him one mattress, an old and dirty mattress.
It's not a mattress. Colcha is what you cover yourself with.
Blanket.
Yes, blanket. Vieja y sucia.
To cover him.
No, vieja y sucia means old and dirty blanket.
Yeah. Okay.
To cover him. Okay, next. Susana, I think that's you.
Ok. El padre, el hijo y la colcha.
No, the second paragraph.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was, I was worried about unmuting myself because I couldn't. I'm so sorry. Viendo esto, el nieto tomó una tijera y empezó a cortar la colcha en dos. Lo vio el padre haciendo esto y lo gritó. Ah, Dios, ¿para cuándo estás cortando esta colcha? Le respondió el hijico.
No, okay.
¿No?
Okay, go ahead. Read the
Le respondió el hijico. Media es para el papú y media la va a guardar para ti, para cuando tú te vas a hacer viejo.
Exactly. Very good response. Okay, translate.
So, seeing this, the grandson took a pair of scissors and started cutting the
blanket
in two. And the father that sees him doing this screams at him, "Oh my God, for what are you cutting the blanket?" And the hijico, the little one, responds to him, "It is half for the grandpa and half I'm going to keep for you, for when you are going to become an old man."
Very good. Yes, I love this. I really, really love it. It's a great lesson.
Yes.
And here's the last one. Yes, this actually, usually this this story is told with Joha. You know who Joha is? We've read some of his stories before. Joha is the famous character whose name in Turkey is Nasreddin Hoca, and this is a very interesting character that also you can also see in north of Africa, in everywhere around here, the Mediterranean, and this guy is sometimes wise, sometimes stupid, sometimes very, very intelligent, sometimes not. So he's a character that reflects the how do I say, the cultural differences and the cultural characteristics of the people from where he comes. So who is going to read? Alberto, you start. Nancy next. Marcia next.
Quien mira a la gente no vive contente.
Okay, this is a proverb. Quien mira a la gente no vive contente. This is very important. Whoever, well, here it says looks at, but I would say listens to. Whoever listens to people will not live content or happy. Okay, so if you listen too much to gossip, you will never be very happy with your life. Okay, and then
negro a pie, negro a caballo, negro que se lo lleva por la mano.
Se lo lleva por la mano. Okay, so bad if it is on foot, bad if it is on the horse, and bad if it is that if you take it with your hand. Okay, so everybody will always have a negative something to tell you. Okay, read the first paragraph, Alberto.
Un padre y un hijo se fueron a la chashi para mercar un asno. Después de haberlo bien buscado, escogido, mercaron un hermoso asnico, lo ataron a una cuedro a la garganta
Le
y
ataron una cuerda a la garganta.
y empezaron a caminar para voltar a casa. El padre y el hijico adelante y el asnico detrás.
Okay, so let's
Yeah,
translate.
One son and his father goes to bazaar,
To
for
the
buy
market really.
to market to buy an donkey.
A donkey, yes.
Donkey. After they look for the donkey.
And escogido comes from the verb escoger, which means to choose. And they chose one.
One, and they buy it.
They bought un hermoso asnico. They bought a pretty little donkey.
And they
to tie. Atar, this is the verb. Atar is to tie. They tied a rope. Cuedra is rope. A la garganta is the neck. So they tied a rope to his neck.
And they become to walk to go to their village, to their home, to their house. And the father and the son is in front, and the donkey is coming behind them.
Excellent, very good. Next, Nancy.
Pasaron por un casal y casalinos.
Los casalinos, please don't forget the articles.
Y los casalinos que los vieron empezaron y reírse y
empezaron a reírse
y a burlarse de ellos. Mira aquí, dijeron, estos bobos se mercaron un asno y se están yendo a casa a pie en lugar de subirse en riva de él. Sintiendo esto, el padre y el hijo se subieron encima del asno y continuaron sus caminos.
Okay, can you translate?
Maybe.
I'll help.
They passed a
village,
and the villagers
who saw them,
and the villagers who saw them started to scream.
No, reír is to laugh.
Laugh, all right.
They started to laugh
and
to make fun of. Burlarse is to make fun of. Burlarse de ellos. So they started to laugh and make fun of them. Ah, mira aquí.
Look here, they said. Two dingbats.
Yeah, these stupid guys, yes.
Guys buy a donkey and
they are going, they're standing though. So they're going home on foot.
On foot, all right.
Instead of, en lugar de.
On it.
Yeah, instead of getting on it, yes. So, sintiendo esto, when they heard this,
the father and the son got on the donkey and continued their walk.
Okay, next. Marsha, I think you were next, right? Unmute yourself, please.
But it's okay.
Yes, now it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Después de un poco pasaron al lado pasaron al lado de ellos dos hombres y uno dijo al otro, mira qué lonzos, lo van something or other, asnico.
Lo van a matar.
Okay, matar, okay. Anzico, con esto todo.
Asnico, look, I'll put it a bit to the left.
Okay. Anzico, con esto todo.
No, it's not Anzico, it's Asnico.
Asnico, I'm sorry. Asnico, con esto todo pesgó en riva. Muy avergüenzado, el padre se abashó,
Se abashó.
abashó,
There's an accent there, on purpose, because you should emphasize that syllable. Se abashó del asno.
abashó del asno y dijo
No
solo,
dejó.
dejó solo al hijico, something de el
En riva.
en riva, you have to help me. De el para no apesgarle más demasiado.
Okay. So
After a little while, after a while, they passed the side of two of the men.
No, look. Two, it's actually the other way around. Two guys passed beside them.
Okay, I need to study that kind of construction because I'm used
sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes.
No, but sometimes.
I could have very well said, después de un poco, dos hombres pasaron al lado de ellos. It's possible. Also,
that's what I'm used to. I'm used to that one. Okay.
But you can see this type of construction always, also in stories, in kind of more, let's say, I won't go as far as calling it literary, but more kind of, telling a story kind of thing.
More in the writing and the readings of certain writings. Is that, that's it? Okay. And one said to the other, look, the idiots.
Okay, so yes, idiots, but lonzo, what does it mean? We also saw that, during our 6th bad word lesson. Lonzo means bear.
Bear, yeah.
Modern Spanish, it's also, but bear is like, look at these
big brutes.
I don't know why, but somehow the bears are seen as stupid and kind of big and dumb and stupid. Okay, because you know why? Because here in the Turkish, I think I told you about this. There were dancing bears.
Yes, they were very big.
Yeah, so there were these guys, some gypsies who were playing darbuka, and then they made the bears were on chains, and they made them dance, belly dance. They made the bears belly dance, and it was a sight to see, actually. So all the children, myself included, we would watch out for the bear, the bear dancer maker, whatever, that would pass from the street, and he would gather the children and then make the bears dance, and then people would throw money, like that was a performance, street performance. So people said, oh, dumb bear, he doesn't know anything, So
dumb as a stick.
Yeah.
Okay. They went.
Dumb guys, yes.
They went. I can't see the rest of it.
Lo van a matar means they are going
to kill.
They are going to kill the donkey with.
Yeah. Okay. They're going to kill the donkey with this.
Weight. Pesgo is weight.
Weight.
With all this weight on him, they're going to kill him. Yes. So
very aggressively.
Avergüenzar means to be ashamed.
Angry.
No, ashamed.
Ashamed,
very
yeah.
Ashamed.
Very ashamed. The father
got down, abashó.
And came, abashar, went down from the donkey, and
he left alone.
He left alone the little boy. You can't see the rest of it.
Arriba de él, on it,
in order not to cause more damage.
No, put more weight.
Put more. Oh yeah, papagar, paisar. Yeah. Okay, I got it. I'll work on it.
Okay, good. Next, did I call on anybody? Okay, Teddy, you have your hand up, so go ahead, and then Roger.
Ni esto no sirvió porque
Ni
un
esto
poco,
no sirvió. Ni esto no sirvió.
ni esto no sirvió porque un poco más adelante dos viejos que estaban asentados al sol, viéndolos pasar, dijeron, mira, no quedó más respeto para los viejos. Este mancebo está asentado arriba del asno y el padre se está yendo a pie. Mira cuál se hizo el mundo. El chico, sintiendo esto, se bajó inmediatamente y le dio el lugar al padre.
Okay, translate, please.
Ni esto no sirvió.
Ni esto no sirvió. This was no good either.
This was not good
That is
either.
to serve actually, but that's what it means. Ni esto no sirvió. Okay, this was no good either.
Because a little ahead,
Mm-hmm.
Two elderly people who were sitting on the ground saw them pass and said, look, there's no more respect for the elderly people. This young man is sitting on the donkey and the father is going on foot. Look what happened
to the world.
Look what's happened to the world. The son heard this, came off the donkey right away, and gave the place to his father.
Roger, go ahead.
Ma ni esto no contentó a la gente, porque pasando delante de un pozo, ellos sintieron a dos mujeres que estaban tomando agua, decir entre ellas, mira qué padre sin conciencia. Él se hizo todo el viaje asentado en arriba del asno, y el chico tuvo de hacerse todo el camino a pie detrás de ellos. Ya estará muerto cansado.
Okay. Well, read the last sentence too, so.
A la fin, para contentar a todos, los dos se cargaron al asnico sobre sus espaldas y así los vio voltar la madre del charshi.
Perfect, very good. Okay, now translate.
But this
either.
but neither this was made the people content, was satisfying to the people, because passing in front of a well, they heard two women that were drinking water say,
means taking out water.
That were taking out water, say between them, look what father without conscience. He did all the trip seated on top of the donkey, and the boy, the child, had to do the whole trip by foot behind them. He must be deadly tired.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, to make everyone happy, the two put the little donkey on their shoulders, and Boltar return, and thus they.
That's how the mother saw them return.
That's how the mother saw them return from the market.
Perfect. Very, very good. Okay. Next. Now here are some dichas, proverbs. So I really like these. Let's see. Yes. Okay. This one is my favorite, actually. It's very, very visual. It makes for a very visual image. Se levantaron los pipinos a jarvar el bachevan. So the cucumbers, pipino is a cucumber, right? The cucumbers rose to beat up the gardener. Now, what does this mean? Okay, so I gave you the translation. Any ideas? Anybody who would like to try to tell me what this very, Teddy, yes, tell me. Unmute yourself.
It's like when children are telling their parents off. So
Exactly.
You
Yes.
spend years growing this thing and then you get told off.
Exactly. So a harvar is to beat up, obviously. Bahçevan comes from the Turkish word bahçevan, and it means the gardener. And of course, the cucumbers rose to beat up the gardener. Obviously, not their place to beat up the gardener. Next, I like this one too. La mucha miel bulanea. So too much honey will make you sick. Obviously, if you eat too much honey of a good thing, even too much of a good thing is not good for you, okay? Now, this one I really, really like, and this is the one I meant when we were reading El Padre y la Colcha. Cuando da el padre, ríe el padre, ríe el hijo. Cuando da el hijo, llora el padre, llora el hijo. Okay, so dar from the verb dar, give. So when the father gives, the father laughs and the son laughs. But when the son gives, the father cries, the son cries. Okay, isn't this beautifully a beautiful lesson in life? And it's exactly what happens. As long as the father is the one providing, then there's no problem. When the son starts to provide, here comes up all these problems in the families. Now we go to, for example, weddings. Here's a nice one. La novia trae ajuar de oro y de marfil, la esjuegra tiene de decir. So the bride, la novia, trae, brings, ajuar is the trousseau or the dowry, a trousseau full of gold, oro, and ivory, marfil, and the mother-in-law still bickers. So she will never satisfy the mother-in-law because she is the mother-in-law who takes the mother-in-law's son away. So, who takes the hijo of the mother-in-law. So, the love of mothers and sons. Next. Yes, this one also is very much used, and it's always, they always say that. El mazal de la fea, la hermosa lo desea. The beautiful, meaning the woman, desires the ugly one's luck. So usually in life, people have written this because they see that usually the ugly woman has a better luck in her choice of husbands, I would say, than the beautiful one. Well, being beautiful is not always advantageous, I would say. Okay, my mother always said this. So, si para mi hija se quiere buen fadado, para mi hijo tres doblado. Okay, if good fortune is needed for my daughter, because, mothers always say, oh, may she have good fortune, mazal bueno, mazal bueno. But it is 3 times more needed for my son, because men have to have really good mazals to be happy in their lives. Okay. Also another one that that is similar to the first one. Vini papa, vos ambezare a hacer hijos. Come, father, let me teach you how to make children. Okay, so when children really have their noses up in the air. And this one, although it is very, very, it is very sexist, but I like it because it's, you know, it's imaginative, it's creative. Antes de casar, la mujer tiene una boca y 7 brazos. Después de casar, la mujer tiene 7 bocas y un brazo. So before getting married, the woman has 1 mouth and 7 arms. Okay, she's good for everything. Después de casar, after marriage, la mujer tiene, the woman has 7 mouths and only 1 arm. So immediately it shows she changes when she gets married. Okay. So now we are going to finish this lesson with a song that I really, really love. It is called La Romanza de Rica Curiel. And the words, this is a kind of a Holocaust song. It was written by Professor Avner Perez when our group was, you know, my group, Los Pacheros Sephardis, were on a trip to Israel. We met Avner Perez. He's a mathematics professor actually, but he's become then a Ladino expert. And so he wrote a book originally from Salonika, his family. So he wrote a book of poems about Holocaust days, Salonican Holocaust days. So Rica Curiel was a Salonican girl, and she lost her fiance in the war. So here we are, Camino Feo de la Muerte, the ugly road to death. Por debajo nieve preta, underneath is black snow. Pedazo de carbón quemado, a piece of coal that was burnt. El sol arriba en el cielo, the sun up in the skies. Ni árboles, ni pajaricos, ni flores, ni herbicicas. There are no trees, no birds, no flowers, nor any greenery or whatever, or veg, or, well, herbicicas, some kind of green things. Rica Curiel, novia de sangre. Rica Curiel, bride of blood. Delgadica, delgadica, very thin, su corazón gonja corolada. Her heart is like a red bud, rosebud. Berbil ciego en su garganta, a blind nightingale in her throat. Canta su corazón y alma, sings her heart and soul. Sin voz y sin palabras, without voice and without words, hasta la fin está cantando. Until the end, she sings. Rica Curiel, flor de sangre. Rica Curiel, flower of blood. Tu novio ya afogado, your fiancé, or yeah, your fiancé has suffocated. At the door, a la puerta de Gan Eden, at the door of Gan Eden, which means heaven. Ahí te está esperando, so he waits for you. And I'm going to show you the video of this. We were part, our group was part of a, this woman, she's a big diva in Turkey. Her name is Sezen Aksu, and she made a program quite a few years ago that was called Colors of Turkey, and she included all kinds of music types that belong to Turkey. And we represented the Jewish community, and we sang this song. She chose this song, actually. She liked it very much. And the song was composed by Avner Perez, and it was written by Avner Perez and composed by this guy, Selim, my friend, Selim Hubesh, our guitarist friend. So I'm going to show you the video, but I will put it on the slideshow. Go away. Okay. Slideshow. Let's see. Play from current slide. Okay. And here we go. Bu ilk dinlediğiniz ilahi İbraniceydi. Fakat bundan sonra Osmanlı İmparatorluğu'na 1492'de gelen bütün Musevilerin konuştuğu, bizim kuşağa kadar konuştuğu 15. yüzyıl İspanyolcası olan Judeo-Spanyol dilde şarkılar söyleyeceğiz. İkinci parçamız gitarist arkadaşımız Selim'in bestesi. Bunu sevgi için, barış için söylüyoruz. İnsanlar arasında her zaman mutluluk olsun. Camino feo de la muerte, por debajo nieve preta, pedazo de carbón quemado, el sol arriba en el cielo, ni árboles, ni pajaricos, ni flores, ni herbicidas, rica curiel, gloria de sangre. Venga rica, su corazón concha coronada, verde el cielo en su garganta, canta su corazón y alma, sin voz y sin palabras, hasta la fin está cantando. Rica cruel, dolor de sangre, tu novio ya ha tocado. A la puerta de Ganeden, ahí te está esperando. Rica cruel, dolor de sangre, tu novio ya ha tocado. A la puerta de Ganeden, ahí te está esperando. Camino feo de la muerte, por debajo nieve preta, pedazo de carbón quemado, el sol arriba en el cielo, ni árboles, ni pajaricos, ni flores, ni herbicidas, rica cruel, novia de sangre, delgadica, delgadica, su corazón concha coronada, verde ciego en su garganta, canta su corazón y alma, sin voz y sin palabras, hasta la fin está cantando. Rica cruel, flor de sangre, tu novio ya ha tocado. A la puerta de Ganeden, ahí te está esperando. Rica Okay, I hope you liked. Are there any questions? I see some hands, but are they from the, I don't know. You tell me. Are there any questions? Deborah, you wanted to ask something? Unmute yourself first, please. Yes. Deborah, you wanted to say something? Okay, anybody else? You want any questions? Okay then, so I will see you 7th of April for the next batch of classes. Now, please, during this time, please go over the 12 lessons and the downloaded materials that you have downloaded, I hope, from the site, and study a bit of your grammar, the numbers, I'm sure the exam I gave you last week will have shown you your weaknesses and strengths. And so just, you know, the answers were there. So just study where you are weak and, you know, study your vocabulary, which is very important. You had the whole list at the beginning of the course. So study your vocabulary and then come ready to, because as soon as we start, we will go right into the past tense. And that is not so easy. So we will just, you know, be going right into it. And it's a wonderful opportunity for me, because for a long time now I wanted to prepare material for courses, and this will give me an opportunity to prepare much more material than I already had. I have loads of things I can, you know, put together material. We'll do a lot of reading. We will do grammar exercises, but I don't believe really in grammar exercises, just helps a little bit students. What will help is for you to read and read and read and read. Don't forget, a lot of reading material is on our website, www.istanbulsephardicCenter.com. So I see here 2 participants raise their hand. Who are they? I can't see them. So if you want to ask something, just unmute yourself and ask, okay? Because I can't see.
I just started today. So, but I've been trying to watch them online, and when I press the play button, nothing happens.
No, what you have to do is when you go online, don't go online, just download the material from the site. And when you go online, like the Facebook of the Sephardic Brotherhood, for example, you have to refresh the page and then press play.
Oh, because I was doing it from the Sephardic Brotherhood site.
Yeah, well, you know, just refresh the page, because it always works like that. Refresh the page and then press play. Okay. Anybody else?
Nancy, you can also email us if you still have trouble.
Yes, I mean, Ethan is there. Ethan, are these lessons going to go on YouTube?
Yes, we're in the process now of getting them up on YouTube.
Okay, then it will be easier, because I always have difficulty. You know, I want to find the link, but I always have difficulty getting into, as Nancy said.
For sure, and we're also making on Facebook Live, we're gonna have a playlist. So you'll actually have a section on our videos section of our Facebook page, where you'll just have a playlist only of the Ladino classes. So it'll be all 12 listed in order, and you can click on any one you want in order. So it'll be easier as well.
Are there any up yet?
On Facebook, they're all up on Facebook for sure. And on YouTube, they're going up now. So if you are up already.
Well, number 12, I'm just, you know, going to send him right now after class. And, you'll be fine. Just download the material, the PowerPoint, and, you will be having everything under your hand. So you can study, okay? Anybody? So I hope you all come back on the 7th of April, because I'm going to miss you guys. Me va a escariñar de vosotros todos. Me va a escariñar de verdad, mucho. Y Pesaj alegre a todos. Este año en el Zoom, al año viniente, alrededor de nuestras mesas, con toda la familia, con todos justos, sanos y recios. Bye.
Muchas gracias. Una pregunta sobre la lección 3. Lesson number 3 is not there, only number 2 twice. So if Ethan wants to look at it, that would be wonderful.
I will take a
They
look.
are all there. I've looked at all. They're all
The
there.
the link for some is the 2 is on 3. But thank you so much.